is going on, YouTube? Hope you guys are doing fantastic today. Today is tier 3 relic day. We're going to be going over all the relics, what to build, when to build it, and support, which are the best items to be building, best relics to be building. We'll be going down the list. Some of them are rather obvious. I also wanted to do it in tier list mode so I can kind of talk about like S tier being like every game there's value, most games, some games, rarely, and never. I think this is like what I would kind of want to be doing. So we'll start with the Aegises because they're the easiest. Never build them in support. If you want an option to be able to live against tankiness, or to live against burst, Shell is just usually a better option because you're not going to be taking enough damage for the Aegis to be worth it. Never. Now, I went through a phase where I really liked the Blood Frenzy, where once you get a kill, you get another proc of it. But it's kind of just like a snowball relic, where if you're winning the fight, you're going to be winning it anyway, not because of this item. So I think Belt of the Berserker is just an item that I like more. I'll do this one into rarely, because if you fight on an objective, you kill the objective, this will proc then again, and then you'll get the fight with the relic, or you'll get to take the fight with the frenzy, because the objectives count towards a kill, which I think it makes it feel a little bit better. But this one just feels so good for bursting objectives. Belt of the Berserker. This one you can build every game. Anti-heal relics. We'll do some games. Do they have healing? Do they not have healing? This one is so underrated right now. If they have a lot of tick heals, and spoiler alert, there's a ton of tick healers in the game right now. Echel, Sylvanas, Terra. There's probably even more that I'm not forgetting, or I'm forgetting about. But this one is very good. You actually do so much damage spread around the fights. And because there's so much like kind of tick damage in the game right now, this can kind of just make everyone half health at the rest of your dive. I think this one is better against like hell comps where they have burst healing and it's not like so many procs of healing. The extra damage that they take makes this one feel really good too. So since this one got nerfed, I think it falls down a tiny bit, but it's still 10% movement speed and 10% power just walking over it. It only lasts 6 seconds now, but it's still very good in most games. Actually, we'll do every game for this one. We'll put this one into most games. So the trade-off for these two is this one gives you a lot more vision. Bracer of Illumination gives you a lot more vision because it kind of goes back and forth like this, and it gives you vision over that entire spot. But this one gives you power when you're above 50% health and then movement speed when you're below 50% health. So it's the trade-off where is the vision worth more? A lot of the times no, but it could be. More testing kind of needs to be done with this one, where this one just got nerfed this patch, so I don't really know too much right now. Chaotic beads, I would say never. Purification beads, we'll do some games because a lot of the times comps rely on picking the support, and if that's what the enemy's comp is, if they have like an Ao Kuang, a Serket, a Naja, Dodgy, and you don't have a CC immune ult, you're going to need to go beads. Both meditations. I think med is still rather dead because there's so much healing in the game. We're going to do rarely for both of these. I think the knock-up one is cool, but there's just more value in getting your cooldowns up kind of like ticked really fast. I think they're both pretty weak still because of how much value there are in other relics, which we'll get to later, but it's still fine. Just I would rarely get them. Anti-movement speed and attack speed blink, we'll do some games, and fire blink, we'll do most games. This fire blink does so much damage. They buffed it so it's 1.5 seconds instead of 1 second, or 1 second when you hit somebody with the fire trail. So this does at minimum, if you hit somebody with 1 tick, it does 300. And if you blink and then CC them on top of it, this can be doing 600 damage in just the one instance. This one does lower their attack speed, lower their movement speed, so it is nice. But right now, you kind of want to be bursting more than you want to be trying to slow the enemy's damage down. Bracer, this is probably the biggest difference in relics. This bracer, this horrific is so busted, and this horrific is just not this bracer, so it's just bad. This one could be fine. Like realistically, it's probably pretty rare. But if you're building into horrific, just build this one. That's like why this one's in never. This one's probably still a better relic than probably any of these ones in this tree. But like, why build this relic when you could build this one? Both sprints. I think sprints are in a pretty bad spot. We'll do rarely for both of them. Do they have gods that the root is very good against, or do you have gods that can gas pedal really well? I think they're both pretty bad right now just because of how much value there is in other relics. But, they're definitely better than these four. TP, we'll do never quick. We'll do the thorns quick. This one's never. And this one, if you're Kuzumbo, most games. If you're not Kuzumbo, never. So, we'll do it never. But keep in mind, if you're playing Kuzumbo, it's a fine relic. It's actually super busted with Kuzumbo because of his 2. Fortifying Shell every game. And then Phantom Shell some games. Do you need the Phantom effect? If yes, this is a buy instantly. If you don't need it, and you want the auto attack reduction and the mitigation when it's broken and the movement speed when it's broken, this shell is just absolutely busted. And now probably the best current relic in the game, Sunder. Oh my goodness, Sunder is so busted, this one. I think this one's Sundering Blast. It hits the first person and then explodes like a Medusa Viper or a Medusa 2 onto the rest of the people behind, making them take % health damage, making them then take more damage on top of that. From then on out, they're also taking percentage extra 2 damage, true damage. And the distance is actually really, really far. It is so broken, just blinking with this blink and then sundering. And you're just doing like 900 damage and also allowing your team to just kind of win the fight on top of it. But yeah, this is what I think of the current relics. If you guys have any questions about any of them specifically, ask down in the comments below. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. See you guys again next time. Peace.